What's up, y'all? My name is Darren Roberts, aka DJ, and this is the first episode of HoopTalk podcast. This podcast is going to be about, mainly, of course, what the title says, basketball. It's going to be about NBA, women's basketball, WNBA, college, people coming out of high school, how I feel about new music coming out, how I feel about things that's happening in the news with these different artists, these certain allegations that's happening, and that's what mainly this podcast is gonna be about. I want to shout out 520 Podcast. Like 520 Podcast really inspired me. Like 520 Podcast is the funniest podcast out there. Like they talk about basketball, music, trends. They talk about everything on there, and they're just natural with it. Like they're just natural with it, and that's where I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be natural with it. I'm trying to be myself. I'm not trying to be nobody else but me. And yeah, that's what this podcast is going to be about. And this is the first episode of HoopTalk podcast. Now I'm going to be going over 4 segments. First segment is going to be about how I feel like the playoffs went. This playoffs, I really enjoyed these playoffs. These playoffs went smooth. These playoffs on the Eastern Conference, it really didn't surprise me because Boston was the number 1 seed, and I think they got beat once. No, they got beat twice, but they never went to a game 6. I think the farthest they went was a game 5 with 2 teams, and I think they swept one of the teams. But yeah, Boston, I knew they was gonna go through the Eastern Conference. Now, if Jimmy Butler was playing on the Heat, that would have went to a game 7. And I feel like everybody knows that would have went to a game 7. But he was injured, so I went to 5 games. But I knew Boston was going to go through the Eastern Conference. Now, the Western Conference of the playoffs, Lakers and the Nuggets. For some reason, the Nuggets always got the Lakers number. Like, the Lakers is a great team. The Lakers is an absolute excellent team. They got a big Anthony Davis. They got LeBron James leading. They got Austin Reeves. They got D'Angelo Russell. But one thing about D'Angelo Russell, he always has ups and downs. Like he's wishy-washy. Like when he's out there on the court, sometimes he be missing. Sometimes he don't have his rhythm. Sometimes he just be sitting on the side of the bench, not even in the huddle with his team. I feel like he needs to get traded. I feel like they need to move him because he's acting like he don't really want to play. Like sometimes he wants to and sometimes he don't. Like if you're a basketball player, you gotta always be ready to play, especially if you like his caliber player. But yeah, that series, Nuggets always have their number, and it's because of the bigs. It's because of Aaron Gordon. It's because Michael Porter Jr. is not a big, but he's a long wing. It's because of Jokic. It's because of who they got off the bench. They got guards off the bench, good guards. They got Caldwell Pope. They got Jamal Murray. Like overall, they're just a better team over the Lakers. Now, the Lakers in the bubble when he had JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, the reason why that team beat the Nuggets is because they had bigs that could swarm over Jokic. But this time around, like this year and last year, they don't even have that many bigs that can go out Jokic. They only got Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis can do so much. And shout out to Anthony Davis for this whole year. Anthony Davis he played like 70-something games. He played 70-something games. And that's the most he played in his whole career. And I'm really proud of that, man. Like, for the Lakers losing was definitely not his fault. I feel like the Lakers losing was really the coaching staff and D'Angelo Russell. Like Darvin Ham did not know how to coach at all. Like I would see clips on YouTube where he's showing, I think D'Lo the board, the coaching board, or LeBron, and then he just asking them what do they need to do? Like, he's asking them what they need to do when he's the coach and he needs to tell them what to do. And I remember another clip, LeBron James was like, man, give me the board, man. Give me the board, man. Like, this man, Darvin Ham, did not know how to coach. I feel like, I don't want to wish nobody to lose their job, but he wasn't a good fit for the Lakers. Now, Timberwolves and the Suns, oh my gosh, the Suns, man. The Suns, bro. The Suns is a decent team. They just need a point guard. I don't know why they think Devin Booker can run the point. Devin Booker cannot run the point at all. Devin Booker is a shooting guard. He needs the ball in his hands to create shots. Like, he needs to score. Like, that's why when they had Chris Paul, they went to the finals, because they had a point guard and they had a good team around them. They had Mikal Bridges, they had Cameron Johnson. They had, who else they had on that team? They had Cameron Payne. Like, they had DeAndre Ayton. Even though DeAndre Ayton is trash to me, like, he ain't live up to what people thought he was gonna be. But this team, I don't know why Kevin Durant think he can win with just scores. Like, Bradley, like, no, like, this is the reason why Bradley Beal is not scoring 30 points per game no more, because he's not on the Washington Wizards. Like, when he's on the Washington Wizards, of course he's gonna freaking score 30 points per game. Like, he's the only really good player on the team. Like, instead of Kyle Kuzma, like, Bradley Beal's not gonna do that with a team with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. You're not gonna get the ball that many times. And that's why the Timberwolves swept, because the Timberwolves is a complete team. The Timberwolves got two good bigs. One big that's good on the defensive end, and one other big that's good on the offensive end and okay on the defensive end, even though he always fouls Karl-Anthony Towns. And they got Anthony Edwards that can do anything on the court, play defense and play offense. And they got guys that play defense like Jeremy Daniels and who else? Alexander Walker. Like, and then Naz Reid. Naz Reid definitely deserved 6 Man a year. Like, he really stepped up. Like, that was their key piece of how far they went in the playoffs. Because without him, I don't think they would have went that far. But yeah, that's why they swept the Suns. Now, the second round with the Nuggets and the Timberwolves, that was a coin flip. I didn't know who was gonna win. I really didn't. Like, when the Timberwolves went up 2-0, people was really getting hyped up. It was getting hyped up. And I was like, you can't sleep on the defending champs. And when the Nuggets went up 3-2, I was like, man, I really thought the Nuggets was gonna take off. I really thought they was gonna win. I was like, man, they tend to take this. And the Timberwolves just had something in them. They had Ant-Man himself. Like, Anthony Edwards is like that. I feel like he's gonna be the face of the league. I feel like he's gonna be the face of the league. I feel like he got the charisma. He got the game. Like, he's not shying away from no opponent. Like, he's gonna be the face of the league. But that could have been a coin flip, and of course, Timberwolves won. Then you got the Dallas Mavericks. This Dallas Mavericks team, man. I didn't know how dangerous the Dallas Mavericks team was until the playoffs, for real. Like, this dynamic duo with Luka and Kyrie. It's crazy to me, man. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, Kyrie, he really stepped up as being a great leader on this team. Like, he really stepped up. And Luka was being Luka. And the reason why the Mavericks beat the Timberwolves team, because Timberwolves team, Anthony Edwards can't do everything by himself. Like, Anthony Edwards need another scorer, like another person that can get a bucket, like, in the fourth quarter. Like, he don't gotta be starting. He can come off the bench. They need somebody like a Jordan Clarkson, or somebody like They need somebody that can score, and that's a point guard. And then Rudy Gobert and Cat, man, thinking he can shoot his way out the game. Like, Sometimes you was 7 foot. You was a 7-footer. Sometimes you gotta get your butt down in the paint. Like, I know for a fact you was taught post moves. Like, if three is not falling, go to the paint and use your body. And if Rudy Gobert, oh my God, he can't do nothing on the offensive end. He can't do nothing on the offensive end. Like, those are the reasons why they lost that series. Those are the reasons. Now, the second segment. Finals predictions. And these finals are gonna be a fun finals to watch. Like, Mavericks and the Celtics, I really don't know who's gonna win this. Like, and these matchups with Kyrie and Jaylen Brown, Luka and Jason Tatum, and you got PJ Washington and Kristaps Porzingis. If Kristaps Porzingis come back, if Kristaps Porzingis come back, the Celtics have a way greater chance of winning. If he doesn't come back, the Celtics, they gonna have a rough time with this Mavericks team. Like, that's their piece that they need. They need Kristaps Porzingis to, like, put them over the hump. Like, it's literally like this right now. But if Kristaps Porzingis was was healthy, they'll be way favorites. But I really don't know who's gonna win. And who I feel like is the X factor in this finals, I really think the role players are the X factors. The role players, like PJ Washington, Gafford, Lively, like them. Like, if they step up, the Mavericks will definitely win this series. Like, I already know what Luka's gonna give me. I already know what Kyrie's gonna give me. But if those key role players is gonna step up, they have a high chance of winning. Now, on the Celtics, you got Derek White, you got Al Horford, and then you got Kristaps Porzingis. If he comes back on the court, if those players play good, the Celtics can win. And then Jason Tatum. If Jason Tatum folds once again in these finals like he did in 2022, they will lose. They will definitely lose. Jason Tatum has to be Jason Tatum in these finals. He can't depend on Jaylen Brown this finals. Like, Jaylen Brown is going to get his. But Jason Tatum has to be Jason Tatum in these finals. If Jason Tatum is not Jason Tatum in these finals, like, his legacy will, like, be shown as, like declining. Like, his legacy is going to decline a little bit. Like, and Luka is going to be, like, that one step ahead of him. Like, they're gonna see Luka as, like, oh, he's the future of the face of the NBA. I feel like these finals, like, is gonna prove, like, who's gonna be the face of the NBA. Who is that next one? And if Jason Tatum don't step up, it's Lucas. It's Lucas. Like Jason Tatum got to step up, man. Like, these finals are going to be exciting to watch. I promise you it's going to be exciting to watch. Yeah. Now, for the third segment, women's basketball. I haven't watched a lot of women's basketball throughout the years I've been playing basketball or watching basketball, but this go around, this draft, with Angel Reese, Catlin Clark, who what's that girl name? But yeah, what's her name? I forgot her name. She's on the LA Sparks. But yeah, them players going to the WNBA really, like, set the tone for, like, people watching the WNBA. Like, them getting drafted, coming out of college, like, having those years they had in college. Well, Angel Reese having those 2 years, and Caitlin Clark having that year. Like, they really like set the tone of like people wanting to watch women's basketball. And it's a lot of women out there in the WNBA that's hating on Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Like, they is hating. I don't care what nobody says. They are hating on them. Like, they are mad the fact that they're getting so much attention, so much eyes on them. Like, they is doing them dirty. Like, I seen clips out there where this woman is pushing Caitlin Clark hard as crap, don't care. Then Caitlin Clark, she's having a lot of struggles, but she's a freshman. Like, it's her first year. Like, she's gonna adjust. Like, it's never easy for somebody to just come out of college and go in the big leagues and just go crazy. Like, it's a very few that do that. But I feel like she's gonna adjust. I feel like she's gonna be a good player though. I feel like she's gonna be a great player. She just have to adjust. She gotta be able to play defense. She gotta be able to move around she gotta be able to dribble better. Like, she can't always rely on threes. Like, that's what she tries to rely on. But I feel like the fact that they're getting so much attention, these females are not liking it. And I feel like that's unfair. I feel like that's definitely unfair. Like, off the gate unfair. And then Angel Reese, she just got fined $1,000 for something. And Angel Reese, I see clips of her getting jacked up a little bit. Like, they're not doing her as bad as Caitlin Clark, but they're not having great games right now, but they're going to get adjusted. Like, them two players, they're going to be good players. And I'm definitely going to be watching way more women's basketball, so I can talk about women's basketball way more. But for what I've seen on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok, women's basketball is definitely up there now. Now for the fourth segment, USA basketball. I cannot wait for USA basketball to come. I can't wait for the Olympics this summer. Like, finally, LeBron James is back in the Olympics. We all know it's his last go around. Curry, most likely last go around. They never played in the Olympics together. You got Ant-Man, you got Tyrese Halliburton, you got, who else? Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum. You got all these great players. Am I missing somebody? I think I'm missing somebody. Bam Adebayo. Like, they got these great players playing Team USA, and I feel like they got to redeem themselves from Paris. I think they played in Paris with Ant-Man and all them. Ant-Man really showed out in that summer. He really showed that he was gonna be like the next superstar. Like, that's really what brought him out. That really boosted him. They're boosting him up for real. And I remember seeing clips of him saying Steve Kerr told him that Steph, KD, and Klay Thompson, they work out for hours, and their workout is just the same pace. Like, they keep the same pace. And Anthony Edwards was like doing a workout with him, and then Steve Kerr said, "You're not working hard enough. Like, keep working." And then Anthony Edwards is working, and then he's still saying, "You're not working hard enough." And Anthony Edwards was like, "Man, I'm sweating, I'm drenched, I'm tired. Like, I feel like I am working hard enough," but he said, "I'm not working hard enough." And so I just wanted to push to the next level. That's what he said. And I feel like that year really boosted him. But this year in Team USA, I can't wait, man. They're gonna be showing off. They're really gonna be. I feel like they're gonna be undefeated. They definitely getting a gold this year. If they don't get a gold this year, man, the whole United States is gonna be disappointed. Man, everybody's gonna be disappointed because I know LeBron don't want to go out like that. I know this is his last go around in Team USA. It's Steph Curry's last and his first. This is his first and his last. Like I know they don't want to go out like that. And one person I feel like got snubbed off this list, and I feel like people can agree with me. It's Kyrie Irving. Like Kyrie Irving is having this spectacular year for himself, going to the finals, playing alongside Luka, like finding his role as a leader. Finally, when he was trying to find his role as a leader in Boston, when he was trying to find his role on the Nets, like he was trying. And this team, he really found that role as a leader. Like he's not the first scorer. Like of course he's the second option, but everybody on that team is listening to him. And I feel like he got snubbed on Team USA. They should, if they got Kyrie, oh my gosh, they got Kyrie, that team would be complete. That's all they needed was Kyrie. I don't know why they snubbed Kyrie. Like no offense, I would've got Kyrie over Tyrese Halliburton. Even though Tyrese Halliburton has a bright future, like he's going to be a great point guard. Like his vision is like unstoppable. Like his speed, his fast breaks with the Pacers, like their play fits the name of the team. Like, but Kyrie, they snubbed Kyrie with Team USA. The Team USA, I can't wait for Team USA to approach this summer. But yeah. But I'm not gonna wrap it up yet. I'm gonna talk about some other things. Let me just bring up the Drake and Kendrick beef. The Drake and Kendrick beef, man. I really don't care about that beef. Like people say Kendrick won, people say Drake won. I feel like neither of them won. Like they both was throwing jabs at each other. They both had some good diss tracks, but I feel like they were just trying to put out songs to be put on the radio. Like I feel like they were just promoting themselves to get streams and basically like get more money in their pocket. Like I feel like that beef was useless. What was the point of that beef? Like real beef is Tupac and Biggie. Real beef was YB and Dirt. Cause blood was shed. Blood was shed in those beefs. But Drake and Kendrick, like what blood is shed in those? Like a beef happens when blood is shed or somebody died. That's when a beef starts. But what's the point of Drake and Kendrick beef? Like, I don't get that. Like it's of course it's two big names and the diss tracks was hard, but I feel like they both know the beef was pointless. Like it all started with Metro Boomin. Like Metro Boomin and Drake, they had a beef about a female. Like Drake is not finna be in no beef with somebody dying. He's not finna, like if Drake is beefing with somebody, it's about a female. Like it's about him, you know, being Drake. And I feel like that beef was useless. And what else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, Bronny. Everybody's just like talking down on Bronny, speaking on him, feeling like he's not fit for the NBA. He's not ready for the NBA. He needs to stay one more year in college. I feel like he's gonna be good in the NBA. I feel like he's gonna be a great role player. I feel like he's gonna be a great 3-and-D guy. He's LeBron James' son. It's not like LeBron's not gonna like teach him the ropes and train him and stuff like that. Like he's gonna adjust. Like, and I feel like he should be an undrafted. He should get undrafted. Like he shouldn't really. If he doesn't get picked in the draft, a team should still pick him up as an undrafted player. And I feel like he'll still adjust. He's not gonna go right away in the first season, but he's gonna adjust and he's gonna be a good role player. I feel like, because people are hating on him too much. But that wraps it for episode 1 of Hoop Talk. I'm glad y'all came through. I'm glad y'all watched. I'm gonna have way more videos to come. I'm gonna be doing weekly videos, weekly episodes. So look, stay in tune for episode 2 next week, because this podcast is gonna keep rolling. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better quality, better background, better equipment. I'm gonna have guests on the podcast eventually, but we're definitely gonna have way more things to talk about. Dealing with basketball, dealing with social media, dealing with music, dealing with probably other things I don't even really look at, that I'm gonna get into. So I'm gonna see y'all in the next episode of Hoop Talk.